Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kia Simone, and now that I done gotten everybody's business all through this internet and got it off my chest, we can go ahead and get into this week's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Child, this was just another episode of the Ratchet and the Ridiculous. They ain't got nothing to talk about, they ain't got nothing to do but fight and air each other's dirty laundry. So of course the episode resumes in the middle of the backyard blowout. When Kiki wanna fight Tisha, she done thrown this drink in this girl face. Tisha is trying to walk off. Marcel is telling them they need to drug test her and get her put out. She's screaming, do it, bitch! Do it, bitch! Her husband want to fight Marcel for calling her a dopehead child. Kimmi trying to break them up and keep them from tearing up her damn house. But no, what we not doing? Yeah, that Baltimore about to come out. Kiki screaming by Marcel, all kind of bitches, and they need to lie detector your ass. Martell is standing around looking like, well, damn, nobody told me a show came with dinner. Martell is in the confessional talking about, I guess, how shocked he is at all of the Kiki is saying, you know, women will just say anything when they're fighting. That's why they stay in so much stuff. The men, we're chill. Well, they rolled the footage to prove that's a damn lie. Of course, they showed us the flashback of all the times they've been getting ready to come to blows. They are slowly trying to push Kiki and her husband out their damn yard. She over there screaming, I'm done with this bull crap. And you know, I know this ain't got nothing to do with nothing, and it's probably very, very random, but that's just me. But it is mind-boggling to me how Kiki is willing to air all of her cousins' alleged dirty laundry, how she will call them all kind of bitches and motherfuckers and everything else, but bullshit is where she draws the line. She drives me up a wall with that bull crap. Girl, shut the hell up. Mel follows her supporting cast out, and she tells Maurice, I'm sorry that happened at your home. That's why I keep people away from mine. That drug test comment must have hit Kiki straight in her damn ego, because she's stomping down the driveway. I take a drug test. I'm good. I know what I've been doing. In the confessional, she said she's 100% confident that she can pass a drug test, but Marcel needs a lie detector test. I bet you ain't willing to take that. Well, shots fired. So Mel goes to have a come to sanity meeting with Kiki. She goes to the end of the driveway and she said, Kiki, first of all, please breathe. Secondly, let's just talk about what just happened here. Kiki's response to breathe was, it's a lot of bullshit, Mia. She full of shit. And her husband full of shit. Well, what are you full of or need to be full of? Mel said, okay, well, before you threw the drink, did anybody touch you? She said, no, not physically. What? How did they touch you? Telepathically? Like, what the hell are you talking about? There's something wrong with this girl. Mel said, okay, was anyone speaking to you disrespectfully? She said, no, not speaking to me disrespectfully. What were they doing? Ignoring you disrespectfully? Girl, get help. Mel said, okay, so nobody spoke to you disrespectfully. So then why did you throw that drink? She said, I don't know. It was just a reaction. To what? You were having an entire argument with your damn self. What were you reacting to? Kiki, of course, rehashes the whole she's upset about the cheating accusation and the makeup artist or who the hell ever. She said she's also bothered by the fact that because Tisha has an issue with her for this whole story that she's been carrying back and forth, that when Tisha sees Kiki and her husband out in public, she'll speak to Kiki's husband, but not speak to her. And she finds that to be disrespectful. Now, to a degree, she got a point. I mean, if you ain't gonna speak to a person's spouse, don't speak to them. But in this case, the person she ain't speaking to is her actual family that she knows the spouse through. It's an intentional FU. Kiki said, especially because I was trying to get information to help her, and because she don't want to blame the person who need to be blamed, she the one looking stupid. No, you are the one looking stupid. Mel said, well, let's talk about how you could have handled this differently. How could you have handled her ignoring you and not speaking to you differently? Kiki said, well, I mean, I guess I could have met that energy. I mean, you don't damn say. Mel said, yeah, you could have ignored her and not spoken to her for the rest of the night. And in the confessional, she said, Kiki is out of line. One, because you let somebody take you to a place that you shouldn't have let them take you to. And two, because why would you throw a drink on somebody for not speaking to you? Mel said, I didn't understand why she just didn't get up and walk away, because that would be too much like logical. Back inside the house, Kimmi and Marcel are trying to help Tisha get herself together, and Marcel is telling her that only happened because she wanted to engage you in conversation. She wanted your attention, and that's why she sat down in front of you, started spouting all that bullshit, and then when she couldn't get your attention, she couldn't get your reaction or your energy, she did this bullshit. Kimmi said in the confessional, whatever that rumor is about Tisha and Marcel's marriage, I don't understand why Kiki felt the need to be involved, much less to bring her ass to my house with that bullshit. And let me tell you, ain't nothing worse than people coming to your house and that kind of damn fool embarrassing you in front of your neighbors. So apparently Kimmi was in the house when all this happened, and Tisha is catching her up on exactly how it happened. She is shocked that this was a completely unprovoked attack. So you mean to tell me you didn't say a damn word to this girl and she just threw a whole drink in your damn face? Did y'all know she was going to act like this? Did y'all already have this kind of static in y'all's energy? Because if y'all knew, why didn't y'all tell us so we could not invite her? Well, see, because they already saying that the foundation of this whole issue she got is because they've been telling people not to invite her ass. But now that she's acted a complete fool on her damn own, ain't nobody got to speak on her behalf no more. So as Kimmi is asking Marceau, like, did y'all know y'all had this kind of smoke and why didn't y'all tell us so we could not invite this heifer? He's saying, girl, she's smoky all the damn time. This is how it is. Marceau said this is happening because ain't nobody believing her damn lies. She came around here telling a story that she had all this dirt and drama and tea on me, and now that ain't nobody believing her, she's selling wolf tickets and acting a complete S. Tisha said in the confessional that Kiki has a history of talking about her marriage and that she's given her umpteen chances, she's done it again, and now she's done with her. Marceau said he really feels like the root of the issue between Tisha and Kiki is that Kiki feels like Tisha is living the life that she thought she would be living. And let me tell you, ain't no worse kind of family member than an envious family member. They are worse than an open enemy in the street. You cannot love people out of envying you. You cannot support people out of envying you. You can't help them build their lives out of envying you. No matter what, they are going to feel how they feel, and the only thing that will make them feel better is to see you fall. Meanwhile, Kiki is still in the street carrying on, telling Mel and Story about how I'm done, cousin or not, I'm done. Good, please be done. She's going on like, y'all don't know how many years I've been dealing with this kind of stuff from her. What? Ignoring you? Her suffering through whatever she's dealing with in her marriage in silence? What are you talking about? And her husband just as simple. He's still trying to support her in her bullshit. Well, I've been telling her to quit messing with them, but she won't listen. Now, Mel was doing all right up to this moment. She tells the man, well, you know y'all are fraternity brothers. I know you don't want no problems between y'all. And I don't give a damn about none of that. I put up with a whole lot. But when you cross the line, I'm ready to put these hands on you. Could you put your hands on your steering wheel and get the hell on? Well, they finally decided to get their asses in the car and get the hell from around us. Mel is in the confessional saying, listen, I understand what it is to be upset and in your feelings and reacting out of emotion. I get it. But I didn't understand what Tisha did today. What did she do today that caused this reaction? Now, I'm glad to hear Mel talking with some sense, because I'm going to tell you, last week, when they showed the end of the episode and it looked like she was smirking when that girl threw that drink, I just knew I was going to have to drag her ass this week, but she talking like she got some sense. Please help this damn girl. Mel said there has to be more to the story, because I don't understand how you walk into some place, somebody don't speak to you, and you just throw a damn drink in their face. So Kiki and her husband finally leave. Mel goes back inside and she checks on Tisha, and Tisha said, I'm all right, I'll be fine. So she goes to check on Marceau, who's off to the side puffing his damn cigar, probably thinking I should have whooped it when I had the chance. Mel, Stormy, and Tisha all sit down at the table with Marceau. They got them some plates of food. He don't want nothing to eat. Tisha asked him, well, did you lose your appetite? Mel said, yeah, I would think so, because that was a lot. Marceau said for him, the unfortunate part is that he's been dealing with this for years, and especially the whole accusations about him and stepping out on his marriage. And he said the problem is that he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. People hear that Marceau did this and Marceau did that, and they automatically believe it. Tisha said, and Kiki is very good at lying, so she's taken up the mission to go around trying to spread this whole lie about Marceau. So just as to get the whole thing settled down, in comes Tiffany. She's back off of her maternity leave, apparently. She brings the baby with her, and she said today the baby is going to be her plus one because Lewis is out Lewising. He's somewhere coaching baseball and has left her all alone. Girl, sorrows and prayers. Sell the story somewhere else. And right after Tiffany shows up, the guest of honor shows up. Jalen comes pulling into the backyard in the Jeep Maurice bought Kimmi. Kimmi sat there and looked for a second. She looked at that Jeep and she looked at her son. She said, I'll be damned, that's mine. Y'all get the hell on out my way and out my face. Kimmi took off damn running. Now, let me tell y'all something. Maurice gets on my last living nerve. Do you understand me? But this was one moment the lady was actually happy. She was beside herself with joy, and it was great to see. So Kimmy's in her Jeep. She done called her best friend over to jump in the Jeep with her. Everybody's all around the Jeep celebrating and excited. Mel is hanging off the side of the Jeep. She's in the window by act bad. Why did Kimmi hit the gas while this lady was hanging on to her truck? Even her girlfriend looked at her like, girl. When I tell you Kimmi is so passive aggressive, it's not even funny, because what in the get the hell off my truck was that? Mel tried to play it off. She walked over to Maurice and said, yeah, we might need to watch her first. I don't think she knew it was gonna go that fast. Yes, she did. So the next thing you know, Tisha and Kiki's cousin Courtney is at this cookout. And Tisha is telling her cousin, you know Kiki threw a whole damn drink on me. The cousin is asking, well, what the fuck happened? Tisha said she was going around asking questions, trying to get information on me and Marcel. I called her and asked her about it, and she lied about it. The cousin said, well, what I heard was there was a bunch of rumors going around. Tisha said, girl, we done had rumors for the last 5 years. Let me tell you something. She is one of them kind of family members you got to keep your good side eye on. The more I listened to this conversation, it was almost like she's trying to justify what Kiki did to Tisha. Tiffany trying to keep her damn check, so she jumped in about, you know, the worst kind of person to be around is the person who has nothing to lose, and you know that's the situation here. Yes, we do, but could you also mind your damn business? Tisha said that's the absolute truth, and that's exactly why I didn't do anything, because I have worked too hard to get to where I am to make a split-second decision and lose everything over somebody who ain't got nothing to lose. The cousin is telling her, well, she said you need to check Marcel. Tisha said, what? What do I need to check Marcel for? She need to check her damn husband, and her husband need to check her. Tisha's telling her cousin that Kiki is full of shit with this whole outburst. She said because I've talked to her on the phone since all that bullshit happened. She said it was a whole month ago that she wanted me to come over and talk to her face to face because she got something to tell me. I didn't go let her tell me. I done talked to her since then, and all of a sudden today here she is exploding all over the damn place. The cousin is playing dumb about, well, I'm still kind of lost because I'm getting two different stories. Here's the thing. At this point, it doesn't matter what the stories are about, who was saying what about who's trying to create what drama. All the he say, she say does not matter. What matters is your cousin threw a drink unprovoked in your other cousin's face. There ain't no backstory to justify that. And Tisha and Marcel essentially said the same thing to her. They said this girl lies, and you know she lies. So you're sitting here choosing to pretend that you don't know she lies and choosing to believe the lies she told you. So in the confessional, Mel is saying that we've seen that when it comes to rumors with Tisha, she likes to roll with whatever she likes to roll with, which is whatever he tells her. And that's fine. That's her business. She can believe what she want to believe. Just don't get mad at us because we don't believe it, girl. The audacity is just overwhelming for me. Marcel goes on to further prove his point to the cousin Courtney by saying, listen, y'all know this girl to be a damn lie. And she claims everybody but her is a lie. The billion-dollar company that caught her on camera teething in their stove is a liar. The Crime Stoppers in the police department is a damn lie. It's this whole conspiracy and nobody can be trusted but her. Tisha said, what did grandmama always tell us? If somebody will lie to you, they'll steal from you. And if they'll steal from you, they'll kill you. And that's why I don't mess with that heifer. So Mel pipes up to ask Marcel why he and Kiki's husband were about to fight. He saw, because I said some shit about his wife being a dope head. Well, okay. Everybody's all in, what do you mean? Were y'all at the same cookout when she threw that drink in his wife's face? Marcel says, at the end of the day, my wife ain't a dope head, and I lost my temper, and I said what the hell I felt. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't care. What she can do is stop, not get help. So the cousin says to Marcel, for you to bring up the drugs, to make that drug comment, I think that's just a low blow. Is throwing a drink in your cousin's face not a low blow? So Kiki and Tisha's cousin speaks up to Marcel to say, you know, Kiki has always been extra. If you know her to be extra even before her drug use and addiction, why are you sitting here trying to reason and defend this bullshit? Marcel said he was pissed off. In that moment, he said what he meant and he meant what he said. But if he had to do over again, he probably wouldn't say that. He just wanted to piss her husband off. And they said, well, why you wanted to piss her husband off when she was the one that said it? He said, because this is what y'all don't understand as women. When y'all get to fighting and y'all engage y'all's husbands, the husbands got to fight each other. We can't fight y'all. Stormy can't survive too long without the moment being about her. So here she go with her bullshit about, so is that what you were doing doing in that meeting when you were messing with Courtney? Girl, she's poking at Marcel about, so if Courtney had told you to stand up, what was you gonna do? He said, stand up. Nobody scared of your damn husband. She said, do what? Nothing. Get your ass beat. See, you gonna get your husband hurt. Marcel being the king of sarcasm and kiss my whole ass because I'm not following up your bullshit. He said, well, maybe I wanted my ass beat. She said, you want your ass beat? That's dumb. As is your commentary. Marcel said if it were me and my wife were getting indignant and belligerent with another man in my presence, I would pull my wife aside and tell her, let's not do this, because you are writing checks that you not gonna have to cash. You are a grown woman calling me all kinds of bitches in the middle of a business meeting. The only person in your family that's gonna be able to answer to that is your husband. So all the men at the table join into the conversation and are telling her that when you are calling a man a bitch, you are trying to trigger him. Ain't no way around that. This girl set her dumb ass up there and said, well, I mean, if it bothered you, you could have just told me that. You said it to bother him. Just get out my face. Martell said, well, from my perspective, what I think is even worse than all this is for one wife to allow another wife to sit up and call her husband all kind of bitches and not check that lady. Marceau said, well, the issue is Stormy has told us that in her world, in her culture, calling people bitches is normal. She said, yeah, that's our norm. Kimmi said, you need to cut the shit. You really need to cut your bullshit. She said, there ain't no damn norm, because if the tables were turned and Marcel had called her all kind of bitches, it would have been a whole lot of problems. So rather than take any ownership or accountability because she has the maturity of a 5-year-old, she starts saying to the other men, specifically Martell, well, if I had called you, would you say I'm the biggest bitch and agree with me? Or would you say I don't like that? He said, I tell you, I don't like that. Don't call me that. She said, okay, exactly. That's all he had to do. And I would have stopped calling him that. Girl, just... So in other words, I don't really have a brain or any upbringing, and I only know how to behave when taught and told by a man. So unless my husband tells me that I should behave this way, or unless you tell me that it bothers you, I'm going to just run amok. He said, all right, well, let's play your game. Going forward, don't call me a bitch. She said, okay, and shook his hand. Tisha said, well, do you think you owe him an apology for calling him a bitch? No. So in the confessional, Stormy said she will never feel like she was out of line for calling Marceau a bitch because she feels like he gives off another level of shade and sass that warrants him calling her a bitch. Well, all right, then by your definition and your logic, you give off a level of shade and sass that warrants him calling you exactly what you call him. So when he get to calling you all kind of bitches and hoes, I don't want no parts of your damn feminist movement. I want you to take it just like you gave it. So they bring the conversation back around to Kiki and her issues, and Kimmi is asking, do y'all think there is still some kind of help that's needed for Kiki? Because even when she was having this whole outburst, she was having tremors, and I'm thinking she might still need some help. The cousin speaks up to say, I do think that there is help that's still needed, but I've never experienced her having these outbursts. What I've experienced is more of her having sweats and things like that. Marceau says some shit about her makeup didn't give it away. I don't know what the fuck he talking about. He just is throwing shots at the girl now. So the cousin is Marceau, cut it out. The cousin starts giving this speech about how we shouldn't be making fun of it and making light of it because a lot of people struggle with drug use and it's not a funny topic. And if you know that Kiki is a drug addict, then you don't address that in the public eye. Ma'am, she brought it to the public eye. They all had private conversations about her issues that she insisted on bringing to a public platform. She is the one who made sure that we knew that she had a drug issue and she's on methadone and they were making fun of her. She brought it to the public eye. You have to make this shit make sense to me. Kimmi said, well, Courtney, the dilemma is she was in the public eye when she threw the drink. What are you talking about? I'm sorry. I don't buy this cousin's bullshit. I don't feel like she's a person who really feels like Kiki has these issues and she's so concerned for her. I think they got a lot of dysfunction in their family. I think it's a whole lot of undercover hate. I feel like this cousin is finding a way to justify Kiki and her bullshit. So the cousin is still trying to defend the bullshit about, well, if you know that this person is on drugs and they are doing this because they're on drugs, then when they throw the drink, do you react to that or do you be the bigger person and know in your mind that they're on drugs? Are you? Marceau said, you know what? I know how to cut the shit. Let me ask you this. He said, everybody at this table, let's play a game. Raise your hand if you had to go pick Kiki up out the street at 2 o'clock in the morning. He was the only one with a hand up. He said, if you've had to pick her up in the middle of the night multiple times, Raise your hand. He was the only one with a hand up. He said, if you sat down and had 4 or 5 hour conversations with her about this issue, put your hand up. He was the only one with a hand up. He said, so see, that's the problem. This is a different level of betrayal for us because we were the ones who were there for her. We were there for her when the cousins weren't there for her, when her mama wasn't there for her, when her husband wasn't there for her. It was us. He said, and after all that, we got to be the ones that just take your shit and let you whoop our ass, and you supposed to throw drinks in our face, and we're supposed to, oh, well, no, she's on drugs. She has an issue. Hell no. I never felt Marcel so much in my damn life. Marcel said if I were you on the outside looking in, I would think I could be the bigger person too. If my wife had never gotten a drink thrown on her, I would think, yeah, I'd be the bigger person. I'd just walk away. Yeah, you get a drink thrown on you and you let me know how you feel. Marcel said y'all like to sell this shit about hurt people, but those hurt people who out hurting people will eventually get hurt back. So if you don't like getting hurt, stop hurting people because it's not our responsibility to be tiptoeing around you and trying to guess what your trigger words are. I said, I know you preaching today. Marcel said, you the one did the drugs. You went out and got high. We didn't even get the good feeling. We didn't get to enjoy the good time, but we got to deal with all the bullshit and backlash. I about fell out. So Stormy is off to the side making them faces like she always do, and she's in the confessional about it's just unfortunate to me that the first assumption is that Kiki's behavior is because she's back on drugs. I just think that's a lower blow than necessary, says the most disrespectful person on this cast. Stormy pipes up at the table to say, well, no, I think she's clean. I think she's in recovery. Marcel said, just stop. Stormy said, I'm just saying because people keep throwing that out there. Do we know that to be true? Marcel said, have you ever known anybody on drugs? Stormy said, yeah, my best friend. She used to live with me. She used to watch my son, but she doesn't live with me anymore. Marcel said, and why doesn't she live with you? She said, I was trying to help her get clean. He said, that's not the answer to the question I was asking. I'm asking you, why does she not live with you anymore? Stormy just busts out into tears. She's Stormy gets up and walks away from the table and she's teary. And of course, the cousin Courtney goes to support her. And she's in the confessional saying how it made her emotional because it resonates with her at a higher level than she thinks Marcel even understands. I'm so sorry. I find Stormy to be extremely disingenuous. I think she's absolutely full of shit. I really feel like that was a moment that was about her. It was about painting her out to be this savior. The cousin is over talking to Stormy about, that's why I said it's not funny because you never know what other people are dealing with. So at what point do you have this kind of concern or compassion for your cousin who had a drink thrown in her face without provocation after her cousin was trying to expose all of her business to TV and their family? So Marcel goes over to comfort her and he said, listen, all jokes aside, I'm sorry. I didn't know and I didn't mean to upset you. So the other Courtney shows up and picks up his wife. Thank you. Bye. Marcel is still in the backyard talking to Tisha and Kiki's cousin Courtney. And he said, Courtney, listen, I'm sorry, but you don't get to just go out and attack and embarrass people, throw drinks in their face, try to tell all their business. You don't get to do that with no consequence. Marcel said we helped her through her shit for a long time, only for her to turn around and stab us in the back during her sober moment. The cousin got the nerve to roll her damn eyes. Tisha said in the confessional that she and Kiki have had a strained relationship for the last 10 years and that she had stopped dealing with Kiki at a time, but the only reason she let her back into her life is because her cousin Courtney and other family members were asking her to reconcile with Kiki. She tried to give it another chance. She thought Kiki might have changed, but she's the same old damn Kiki and I leave her in the same old damn place. So we move on from that family dysfunction and disaster to seeing the guys getting together at the gym. So we first see Martell and Courtney meeting. Martell said he has been working with Courtney on losing weight and working on a meal plan. So they're getting together to work out. I say, I hope you charging him for that. All jokes aside, that's honestly something Martell could probably go into and have a sustainable career and income. Like rather than playing all these bunch of construction games and going back and forth about getting a license, you like to work out anyway. If you like to help people with it, develop a program and sell your damn services. So Chris Fletcher also shows up to join them in the workout. They get through their workout and then they make a bunch of small talk about Chris and Courtney done find out they some kind of cousin somewhere down the line and they trying to find out who and where and how they related. Child, it's the South. I'm quite sure y'all is third cousins twice removed through some damn body's line. They caught up about the whole cookout that Courtney missed. Courtney is saying, yeah, I heard from my wife that Kiki threw a drink in Tisha's face. They let him know that the guys, the husbands, will get ready to fight. He is absolutely shocked. And he goes straight into blaming it on Marcel. Well, see, Marcel got to calm down. He got to chill out. And he's talking about how he doesn't like his energy and how Marcel was trying to start with him by calling him Mr. Steele. Martell said, now, hold on, sir. I know you ain't gonna sit up here in our face and try to tell us that man disrespected you by calling you your wife's last name when your wife called him completely out of his name. Martell did also say in the confessional that he thought it was a big dig for Marcel to call Courtney Mr. Steele. Courtney defended his wife and said she'll be all right. She can say what she want to say to who she want to say it to. I just feel like he be poking at her. Well, all right then. So then they shift the conversation to Chris asking Martell what he has going on. Martell is saying, well, you know what I got going on. I'm trying to move out this house and I got 20-something days left. Chris is asking him, well, did you find something yet? And I'm like, well, when the hell did they film this scene? Because didn't we see him last week saying he got to go ASAP and he already told him he found something? But now he's saying he got 20 days left before he got to move out the house. Just what the hell is this? Chris in the confessional said, I don't give a damn where Martell go. He can go to Chateau Charade or he can go to Melody's house on a hill. I don't give a damn. Long as he get out the house I'm trying to sell. So then we move on to Kiki and her husband at some storage unit digging through a pile of junk. Child, I don't know what in the hoarder's hell is going on here, but she claims they're moving into a new house. So they at the storage trying to get stuff. They are getting random shit. Boxes that look like a box of soup cans, but that's for the computer room. And some damn sit under hair dry. What in the pawn shop collection is y'all doing? She looking through a bunch of toys and I'm gonna put these on Facebook Marketplace. Her husband said you need to throw them away. I don't know what Marketplace. Apparently the whole reason that they're moving is they have a child that plays sports. They want to get them out of one sports program and into another one where I guess they think they'll get more practice and recognition. Kiki is saying the whole issue is that her husband doesn't consider the whole family. He's only considering this child. Girl, we don't give a damn about y'all drama. I don't want to hear nothing about who's considering the children and he's considering this one and not those ones because y'all ain't considering none of them damn term when you got your ass on this TV and acting a complete and utter fool. Just embarrass them damn kids left and right like the internet don't exist and they ain't got to go to school for them churn to say, you see your mama? So they're just standing out in the heat in the middle of this damn storage unit sweating and telling us their damn business. And what do you know? Kiki gets a call from Melody. So of course Mel is on the phone. Oh, we're just at the storage unit because you know we're moving again. Oh, well, do you mind if I come by? Well, of course, we need to make a scene. So of course Melody gets there and they're catching up about how they've been since they went and tore up these people damn event. Mel said, well, y'all look good. Y'all are all smiles. Kiki said, I mean, well, we smiling, but barely because you know what happened at that cookout. Girl, just get the hell out of our face. Mel said, well, you know, I kind of missed most of what was going on. I kind of caught the after effect. She said, I've never seen a mean get out of character. Kiki said, yes, you have to really push him to get him out of character. So at what point in this game do we acknowledge that you're the one that did the pushing? Kiki husband sitting there looking like the damn back alley bootleg CD man. About, well, you know, I wasn't going to do all that at Maurice's house because, you know, Maurice been my A1 since day one. You know, he good. It's just he can't help that, you know, he got a brother that ain't cut from the same cloth. Mel said, oh, well, that's interesting because after y'all left, I was sitting there talking to them and they were actually talking about how much they liked you specifically. Tisha, as a matter of fact, said that she loved you. She really liked you. He said, that's a lie. That ain't true. Kiki said she has treated Amin terribly since the day we first started dating. So Mel said, okay, so you telling me that's not true? They said, no, she's very phony. Mel said, oh, okay. Well, have y'all spoken to them at all since the incident? Kiki said, no, absolutely not. We have no desire to speak to them. Baby, you ain't but 2 steps from a restraining order. I suggest you don't speak to them. Mel said, well, I think if the tables were turned and you were at an event and somebody was throwing drinks and cards in your face, female or not, I believe your husband would step in and speak up on your behalf. And from what I could see, from my perspective, it looks like that's what happened in terms of Marcel. He was standing up for his wife. She said, I mean, not to be funny, but I've thrown drinks, but you threw a drink. And Kiki is standing there just smirking and looking proud, but this is not an Olympic event. Mel says, so that's when Marcel jumped in, right? Kiki dumped his husband, got the nerve to pipe up and say, my issue ain't him jumping in. It's that when he jumped in, he spoke up and said all that stuff he'd been wanting to say. For him to throw out there, yeah, give her a drug test. She high right now. Like, dude, that was premeditated. That's that stuff you've been holding and been wanting to say. So you mean to tell me Your wife threw a drink in her cousin's face like she been wanting to do, and you draw the line at your wife being called a dopehead? Go to hell. I'm trying to see where the 1 + 1 = 3 for him, but this shit really made sense to him. He said that was just lame, and that's the second time he felt comfortable enough to have an argument with my wife in his presence. The trifling is strong with this one. What the hell do you mean when on both occasions your wife went into people's events and literally tried to expose Tisha and Marcel's marriage? So you don't have eyes. You is deaf, dumb, blind, and mute when your wife goes and starting shit. But as soon as somebody pop back on her ass, that's when you come to all your senses. Mel said, I hate that this has even happened, that y'all are even dealing with this, which is why I checked on both you and Tisha. And I don't even really talk to Tisha like that, but it had just escalated so badly I felt the need to check on her. Kiki said, yeah, it really did escalate. I just wish there was a way that I could tap into my psyche before I go off in a rage and stop myself. I said, not you got demons, because who else is in control? Mel said, have you ever tried therapy? An exorcism? Anything? She said, well, actually, I am in therapy now, but I'm just starting. When? Yesterday? Kiki said, I will say that, although it was wrong for me to do what I did to Tisha, it was wrong. I don't have remorse for where we are, but I do have remorse for what I did, girl. So this is the point at which Mel starts spilling tea and carrying bones. She said, well, after y'all left, they were talking about it some more, and they were laughing and joking about it. Kiki said, oh, they were laughing and joking. Oh, is it funny this time? Hell yeah. When you act a complete fool and you decide you're going to pull stunts and shows, you are live entertainment. Kiki said, that's not uncommon. That's why it's not hard for me to go there with her. And her husband right there, yeah, like who jokes about somebody's addiction? The person who just got a drink thrown in their damn face by the addict. People kill me. You do any villainous, nasty, dirty thing you want to do, and then you want to turn around and be the victim and hide behind all of your trauma when somebody ready to whoop your ass. Go lay down in hell. Kiki is in the confessional looking like a whole damn clown about she feels like this is a great deflection for Marcel to use her previous drug addiction and her possible relapse to deflect from all of their mess and drama. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. Those people didn't bring it to this TV show that you have this drug addiction. You brought that shit. You insisted on making that a storyline. And her husband over there, oh, you think that's funny? I got you funny guy. Could you shut the hell up? Could you please shut the hell up? The battery that you got in your back, apply that to helping your wife, because she's the problem. So the episode comes to an end with Mel looking at Kiki and saying, since they keep making it a point of conversation and the butt of the joke, I think that you should prove to them that you are clean, that you are on your stuff, that you do have your shit together. And Kiki right there, yes, girl, yes. Mel said, yeah, so I think you should take a drug test. And I brought one with me today. Girl. Kiki looked at her husband like, I know this bitch lying. Wasn't he just calling Marcel all kind of lame and for suggesting that she be drug tested? So now that Mel is suggesting it, I want to hear y'all say all that same shit. Say it to her face too. Go ahead. And it looks like next week Kiki is going to be jumping through all the hoops and coming up with all the reasons why she is not willing to take a drug test. She said if Marcel will match her and take a lie detector test, she might take this drug test. She ain't proving shit to them till they prove that he's a damn cheater. It looks like Mel is going to be trying the same tactic that she uses with Kiki with Tisha. She's going to be trying to ask Tisha all these questions about how she feels about Kiki and what she thinks about Kiki's state and condition. It looks like Tisha is going to tell her I ain't here for that shit and get up and walk out. We'll see next week. Kiki is going to be moving on to starting more. She's trying to start between Stormy and Tiffany about Tiffany is saying all kind of stuff about Stormy's products and the ingredients and to God be the glory. It looked like Mel done finally found her family. She's going to finally have a scene with her own mama next week. Apparently she filed for her name change. She finally got some paperwork from the court, but she didn't want to open it by herself. So her and her mom are going to get together to do that. And then it looks like Martell is going to be having a conversation with Nell because Mel is going to be having a whole name change party. And he said he want to know the whole list of attendees that's supposed to be his friends because they ain't his friends if y'all going to celebrate her dropping his damn name. Child, it's about to be a mess. But that's it. That's all. And I ain't got no more. Thank you so much for coming down here listening to me and letting me get this off my chest. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And in the meantime, until next time, just like every time, I love you and I mean it. Bye.